booklet. I don't know what to call it really. It's like 20 pages long. It's about my poems. It still has a lot of progress to be made, but I've just been trying to work on it so badly, and I haven't been able to. I don't know, but yeah, I'm trying to get this done as quickly as I can. It's just something I have to do for myself. I just didn't want to keep waiting to publish my books in general, and I just decided to go about it with my poetry book first. Okay, so hi. I just cut my hair, so yes, this is the new look. But I wanted to say there's both of the cats are up here. But I just wanted to say that my poetry book is finally live. I cannot believe this. It's live, it's on Amazon for now. I want to get it on the Kindle and ebook, but that takes a little bit of formatting. The cat. So I need more time on that and to learn how to do that, because I still don't know how to do that. So yeah, I'm so excited. A lot of my family and my friends have already ordered it. I already ordered my author's copy, so I'm so happy. It's a small baby, but it's my baby. And the next one is coming, right? Yes, so yes, I'm gonna leave everything linked down below so you can support me on that. Yes. Hi, hello, editing Lele here. I wanted to say that even though my book is published on Amazon still, I am looking for a more indie, ethical, just like another publisher that I can publish, without having to pay upfront yet, because it's just me doing all this. But since I published my book, I've learned so much about Amazon and what they do and what they're doing, and it's a bunch of mess that I don't want to take lightly and how do you say that, and not explain well, and just like pass it. So I think that if you guys really want to know about what's going on with the Amazon, I think that the best thing I can say is for you guys to look up on it and like Google it and do your own research. But I have taken the stance that I don't want to support them, especially with helping them gain through my art. So I am thinking of, sad to say, take my book down. I think I'm just gonna get some more author copies just to have, just in case, because I'm not gonna be able to publish it like that again. That's the Amazon version. And then I think I'm gonna take it down and try to find a publisher here in Puerto Rico that I can publish them with. And even though it may be a bit more costly for me who's starting, I think it's the right choice for what I stand for. And yeah, just wanted to say that because every day I learn and every day I grow, and I didn't know that Amazon was doing all that stuff that they're doing, that is not good in my opinion. So yeah, that's just a disclaimer I wanted to make. I'm currently sick, that's why and I'm just editing, but yeah, I wanted to make that disclaimer before we start on the beautiful part of this video, right? And again, I recommend that everyone does the research and that you take your own opinion from the situation, right? We all get to be informed and have our own conscience. So yeah, with that said, let's get on with the video. Okay, hello guys, welcome back. Today we are literally at one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. It's an splendid place, and today I'm gonna be filming a sit-down video with me of reading my poetry book. Yes! I'm gonna try to make it aesthetic and pleasing. My best friend lent me her microphones even, because I'm trying to get this video as perfect as it is in my head. I have to walk a little bit to the perfect place, and I think there might be some people around. I thought it was gonna be empty, but that's okay. This is a world that I share with society. But yeah, yes, I don't know what else to say. I'm really excited. Oop, almost fell. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop talking for now because I might be out of air if I keep talking. So I'll see you guys when I'm up there. Okay, everyone, so I was not able to go to the place I wanted to go because I twisted my foot like 2 days ago, and I thought I was strong enough to go up the mountain, but apparently not, and my feet started to hurt really bad. So I came back down and I came to this little other part that it's not as steep, but the terrain is really bad and I cannot even put the tripod on. Yeah, it's not looking as whimsical as I thought it was gonna be, but we're gonna try. I'm still not giving up. And I hope that you can hear me on the mics. I'm pretty sure they're working, but this is my first time using them and I don't know what's going on, if I'm being honest. I just don't know. I'm gonna look for a rock or a tree that I can prop you guys up so that I can do this and probably go home and take some pills because my foot's hurting really bad. I swear. I'm still trying to make this as whimsical as I can. Hello, there's a little creature. A couple of creatures of the woods. But yeah, this is my fairy kingdom. It's mine and my best friend's kingdom, but she is not here today, so I am taking care of our kingdom. Yes. Oh my god, I'm so close. Sorry, I'm trying to look. Where should I prop you guys up? I don't know. I just want to do this, like, I really wanted to do it when I was walking in the river and you guys could hear me and see me from afar, and I was, a fairy walking in the river, but maybe for the next one, maybe for the next book, because I wasn't counting on my feet hurting. It's okay. I swear that there's no tree that I can prop you guys on in this part. I just don't get it. I feel defeated right now. If I'm being honest, I feel quite defeated. And I'm sweating because it's so humid. Yeah. This is the behind the scenes of trying to be aesthetic. Am I ever aesthetic? I think I'm always in the halfway between whimsy and aesthetic, more like clumsy. But sometimes you plan things and they don't go according to plan, and that's okay. I can't find nowhere to prop my phone on the grass. I'm trying so bad. There's spiders there, so not there. You know what? I'm so close to just going to my car and film this in my car. I think that might end up being the plan. At least you'll get the sounds of the water and the river. I have to say, I do feel a little defeated today. That's not okay. I wanted to be so aesthetic and whimsy. I asked for microphones to be able to film this. I think I should give up. So, the plan failed miserably. I couldn't find like a tree branch or a rock that I was able to sit down and, or at least prop the phone up because it's a book. I have to pick it up with both hands. And we're in my car. We're in the trunk of my car. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm not frustrated. I feel okay about it. I'm like, okay, if it didn't work, then it's not the right moment. You may have a plan, but the universe has a better plan, so that's okay. But I really, really wanted to do it, but I think I'll still try and maybe not post it yet, or do this version first and then record the one I wanted. Maybe what the universe is telling me is that I cannot do this alone and I need a friend to help me. Maybe the phone and the microphone would have drowned, and the microphones are not mine, and my phone is my only digital device right now, my only technology. So yeah, maybe that's what the universe is telling me, that I gotta come with someone. I'm gonna take it as that. But I want to try to film it here. I think this spot is still cute. But again, I cannot seem to get the tripod to work here either. So I'm gonna try to prop you inside my car, and if I have to sit in my trunk, that's what we'll do. We're gonna worry what we have. But yeah, I'm finding this a really funny experience. Like, this is fun. It was actually a whole experience, and I got my steps in. I've been trying to walk every day while I'm on vacation, because when I'm at work it kind of gets hard for me. So I've been trying to walk every day, and hey, I can tell you I got the steps in a skirt. So I did great, I think. But yeah, the day is beautiful. Everything is wonderful. There's a bunch of trees and leaves and fairies and woodland animals surrounding me, so I'm cool. I'm having a great time. I truly am. But I do feel a little leaf drop. Fairies giving me little stuff. But I do feel a little defeated. Like I really wanted to do it today, but maybe today's not the day. Maybe next time it's gonna turn out even better. Maybe my hair's gonna look better by then. I mean, my hair looks good, but I don't know why. The humidity. It got so puffy as soon as I arrived here. I was like, oh, well, that's what we're looking like. A bunch of rambling, but yeah, just an experience with life. Okay, hello. This was the best way I could prop you guys into the... Wait, you can see the trash bag where I have my water bottles, my water gallons. But yeah, this was the best way I could prop you. I think this is still good, and I can still do it standing. I just hope you can hear me well, because I don't know if the microphones are working. I think they are. I see the green bar going up and down when I talk, but I don't know. But yeah, this is how it's gonna be. So let's do this again, shall we? So hello guys. Wait, my ear. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lele. I go by atle.elntis on all of my social medias. That's currently my social media nickname. I love it. And yeah, if you are coming back, then welcome back. Today I'm gonna be talking about a really big step in my life for me, which is that I got my first book published. I don't know if it's a book per se, because it's quite small, but it's my first booklet, my first, whatever you want to call it, whatever the actual term is. But this is my first book. Let me... Da-da-da-da. It's called Cathedral, and that's my full legal name. Just so you know. That's my full legal name, and it's called Cathedral. I made everything. I literally did the art. I did that. I was so proud. I was so happy. I did that. I wrote all the poetry inside. I edited, I formatted it, I did everything. And this is my copy, this is my own copy. I'm so happy about that. But yeah, so this is the first page. I'm gonna show it to you first and then I'll read. It has a little dedication. I dedicated this book to myself, to my inner child. Then it has a table of content. I'll do some close-ups at home. I think it's gonna be better. But yeah, then it has the first poem. And what I did was, this is something I really like
I don't know if anyone else has done this, but I didn't look it up or anything. But if anyone else has done this, then twinsies. But what I did was that I had the poem here and then the explanation of what I was thinking here. So yeah, and after all the poems there is a little letter. Yeah, and then there's a couple of blank pages which I actually left not quite on purpose, but when I noticed that it was gonna be like that, I thought it was awesome because I want to write a letter to myself in these empty pages. There's three empty, well actually 4 if you count the one with the code bar. 4 empty pages. So yeah, how about if we start with the reading? Okay. Oh, I don't know why I got so excited all of a sudden. Ooh. Okay, so wow, I got so excited. My heart is racing. But yeah, okay. So this is Cathedral by Alejandra Millán Velázquez. That's me. And the dedication says, for my inner child that needed a lot of comfort and love. And there's actually a mistake. I never noticed it till I got my copy. There's a grammar mistake, but we roll. It's the only grammar mistake I've seen. Table of contents. And then there's all the names of the poems. Okay, so we'll start. Deep sea. Deep sea, drowning, slowly submerging, succumbing to the pressure. My heart is sore. It aches, the pain as tender as hellfire. I was a sprout ready to become, my arms open to the possibilities. Withered, I now exist. Darkness surrounds me. I see no light. I lost this battle. Drowned, I now exist in the deep sea. Did I do a good reading? I'm still learning how to read poems, okay? Like spoken poetry, I'm still learning. I'm still learning in general how to write poetry and all that. But yeah, so Deep Sea was a poem that speaks about my experience with undiagnosed depression, the separation that it was creating in my life, how it was making me do things and say things to myself that I did not want to actually do. I felt like all my progress was getting wasted. Emotions. I was feeling so lifeless while being alive was so suffocating. I got diagnosed with depression last year, I think. No, it was this year, 2025, I got diagnosed with depression. And everything in my life just seemed to clicked. Like my diagnosis was depression with generalized anxiety and OCD with autism. And it was hard because it was all of this diagnosis, boom, just in your face, but it made life so much easier and so much grand because I understood now that the things I was doing weren't just because, but because I couldn't avoid them. So I learned to manage them. I have learned to manage OCD. Wow, that was beautiful. I just saw a couple of leaves trickle down from the trees. Magic. That's actual magic. But yeah, that first poem talks about my experience with undiagnosed depression, which is not fun. It's not fun, but yeah. Second poem is called The Human Dimension. How silly is all of this? Where we look at frail things for advice, emotions deep within our bones, fecal representation of real sorrow, real struggle inside the mind where my inner child sifts through my eyes. I do not desire to fix your mind, but if you could at least hear me out, could you respect my eyes? Okay, poet. You know, you gotta be proud of your things, okay? I'm really proud of myself. But yeah, so The Human Dimension is, I wrote this at, okay, I'm gonna read what I just wrote here, and then I'll expand, but I vividly remember where I wrote this. I was at a meeting and knew no one there and did not want to be there. Then the conversation of AI started. I do not support AI no matter what, okay? No matter what. It has left artists like me without the options of work possibilities. I was dumbfounded that this was the conversation we were having. I wrote this piece with all the intention of bashing the human race. Dang, I was angry at that moment. I don't feel as angry anymore, okay? But yeah, AI has become kind of like a big rock in my life. It's so crazy how we just have accepted this thing made by us, first of all. And I'm gonna say us because I am still a human, whether I consider myself human like that or not. I am still living the human experience. And it's crazy to say that this is how it goes, you know, and how humans decided that life was going to go. That this is what we get, you know, this is what you get, a machine running you. And it's crazy because society has just condemned themselves to the AI. Because, for example, I know people who are like, oh, I just talk to it, you know, and I don't do anything else. Still, you're using it, first of all. Second, you're feeding it information about your personal life, your personal self. And third of all, that's what therapists are for. That's what friends are for. That's what family is for. And I understand if you feel like you have no one or you cannot afford therapy, then that's what your own self is for. You know, journaling is a great thing, and I recommend it to anyone who's come into my life. I'm like, grab a notebook, grab a book too, grab my book, digital. But also, no, actually grab a notebook and write your feelings out and make it happen, you know, make it happen. That's all I can say. I'm gonna take a break. Okay, I'll be back. I need some water, and I feel my ADHD just growing by the second. So I'm gonna take a break. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, guys, I am okay. You cannot see me. I'm back. I'm back. Ay, Jesus. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to move around more. Maybe like walk, not so far that I go into the woods, that part, and break my legs. But I want to not just be standing here, even though that's kind of like what the frame can give me. But like I said, we're just YOLOing this. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to sit here, maybe, even if you don't see me completely. Isn't that aesthetic? I hope it is. I'm gonna read the next poem, which is called Where Are We Going? Where are we going as society? Will you leave the world to the undone? A child raising a child. The sun shines and the seed still does not grow. X, Y, Z. The world needs care, needs love. Raise up, 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 up. Love as tenderly as possible. Count the stars and ask again, where are we going? Can I say, poet me down on the house, in the house. Okay, I am trying to make this aesthetic, but I am just a jokester in my heart, so this is as aesthetic as you're gonna get it. But yeah, as a person born a woman, the question I get asked the most, even by kids, is when will I have children? And my answer is always the same. Que el universo me libre. May the universe save me. I do not want children of my own. That question makes me think, you think I am ready to bear a baby? That is not a choice for me. This piece was written in the intent of showing how I feel about it. How even at my current age, which I'm currently 24, I can feel so unprepared for motherhood. Yeah, so motherhood is something I don't see in my future plans. I don't really want kids at all. Like I don't hate kids. I'm not gonna say I don't dislike kids, because there are some kids that I'm like, oh my god, you are gonna be either the best human being in the world or you're gonna be pure chaos, okay? Because I work as a substitute teacher and it's insane what I have to see every day. So to all my teachers out there, just know that I respect you. This is hard, okay? But yeah, and I've never actually wanted children. Even when I was a kid and I got babies, you know, baby dolls given to me, I was like, okay, I have a child. Great. And I actually never ended up taking really love the aspect of having my own kids. Like I love my nieces. I have two nieces by my sister, by my older sister, and they're great. I love them, but I don't want children on my own. Point blank, period. I don't really know why. I just know I don't. I just know I'm not ready for that, and I won't be ready for that. Okay, next poem. Gruesome reality. The invention of morbid, gruesome reality Excessive interest in sex brought upon my day without my consent. Ghoulish representation of the temple. Sadistic torturer, a man. Horrifying disease, broken sight. Being reduced to a corpse, a mere object. No clue of when will it end. Will I always suffer at the hands of a man? That is a poem I wrote. And it's, I think, the most important piece for me in this current book. I wouldn't say in all of my poems, but it is in this current book. And I read this to one of my class, and they were doing a poem, so it was, and I read that one because they were old enough, they were in high school. And the amount of kids that cried related, which is really sad, and the amount of silence that there was after I read that was kind of ghoulish, was kind of gruesome. And that is the gruesome reality. And in here I wrote that gruesome reality is a really important piece for me. This was reading at a meeting, and I just remember the spokesperson speaking of maths and then adding an example about sex. So unnecessary. What was even more amusing was the rest of the men there laughing. It was not even a funny joke. So gross and unpleasant. That was when I wrote this, at the peak of caveman jokes. Ridiculous. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Can you see me there? Okay, you can. Okay, the sound monster is the next piece. The sound monster, it hides under my skin, creaking the obscenity of the established. My mind asks for pertinence, the rebellion of my soul, the architecture of self-value. Am I wrong to love myself? Whoa, English not Englishing. Reciprocity, mutual exchange of privileges. Will I overcome the stigma, the sense of disapproval placed in us? You just want attention. A visible sign of disease. I will give the respect I deserve, the respect I am owed. Make the sound monster go away. So this is one of my heaviest. This is about sexual abuse. From all the women I know, most, if not all, have had an experience with sexual abuse. And we need to make the sound monster go away. We really do need to make it go away. Make abuse stop being treated as a normal thing. It is not, and it is really detrimental. So I think I specifically can call out my country, my people, my town, because I think here in Puerto Rico, where I currently reside and was born, people, I don't think most people do, but it's kind of like a culture thing that sexual abuse is kind of not sexualized, oh my god, well yeah, but it's kind of normalized. It's kind of like, oh well, that happened, boo-hoo, and like, you go to therapy, and it's like, okay, but what about the person who did it? What are the consequences to that person? What is gonna happen to that person? Am I gonna be shunned away? Am I gonna be blamed? Am I gonna be blamed by the clothes I was wearing? By the look I had? By what? That type of stuff. I was getting angry for a moment. I was getting angry. But yeah, that is what the sound monster is about. Yeah. Next one is called crucifixion. Marks left on my body. They said, be impressed by divine favor. A mark of disgrace associated with the man in the shirt, in the church. They said, evil, slut, persecutor, as if I had a choice in the matter of my crucifixion. Left bedridden, solemn characterized, they said, a liar is born, a temptress. My final attempt at life turned into my assassination. Yeah, it's been a while since I read crucifixion. That was a little hard. But yeah, crucifixion is also talking about sexual abuse, but within the church. Being raised in a religious household that made me go through some of my hardest moments within the church. The four walls and a roof that were supposed to save me became my hell. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not gonna get into it that much, but I do remember getting mostly sexually abused, sexually harassed at church, which was the place, like I said, like the four walls and a roof that were supposed to become my haven became my hell. And I think that's really wrong, my dudes. That's really wrong. But yeah, and this one, it's in honor of all the fairies, of all the woodland creatures, of all the wood, forest, goddess, and gods. To the rivers, to the trees, to the leaves, and to everything else that can harvest in a forest. This poem is called Moss, and this is for you, forest. I give myself up in offering, the sun, the moon. The woods make moss, clumps of emeralds on the ground and base of trees, flowerless plants, the sun, the moon. Sensu stricto, dense green clumps, damp and shady. The metamorphosis, transformation from an immature form, the sun, the moon, waking to find myself in a new form. That poem always makes me so giddy. So that's why it's literally after all this hardship. It's like, okay, hardship, good, beautiful poem. And that's how I feel. But yeah, so Moss was written because I had this dream of going into the forest and becoming moss, to just stop existing as a human, to become part of nature, to transform into a better thing, because what's better than nature? Nothing. Nature rules and we must care for her correctly. And nature is a woman. Say otherwise. Say otherwise, debate me. Why? Comment down below in the comment section. Why? Yes. I tell you, I love that poem so much. It makes me so giddy. How about if we take a break? We both take a break. I'm gonna sit right here and drink some water while you listen to the forest, or to me gulping, whichever comes first. Nature rules, my dudes. It does. Okay, let's go. Next poem. Devious nature. Shoot first, run, and do not look back. I am not above violence, even if I am just a child. Demand his silence. Take me down to the river. Bathe me clean. Rid me of this turbulent scheme. Devious in nature. The benevolence of my kind, running us dry, devouring my mind, greedy and ravenous. That's devious nature. This piece is how I think people would end their reviews. Not revenge, but healing. Purging the trauma from your soul by taking the time to feel it, learn it, cry it, and heal it. It is an important practice to nurture your soul. Never let anyone own yourself. Respect and your journey. Yeah, I think Devious Nature was a poem that helped me understand so much of not only myself, but of what I still was holding on to, and how much I needed comfort, but I couldn't find comfort in anything or anyone. And I felt so lost and so egotistic. I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I being like that? But I think that the world is filled with experiences, and you never really get to know a person completely. Yeah. Now let's go to, whoop, I almost fell down. Let's read Poison now. Poison. Craft a narrative, a device that allows you to create. The mind can be tainted. Unexpected terrain. History in all forms of art. Convey those feelings deep inside. The animal farm stops growth. The cog keeps turning. Imperialist oppression, destroying culture and the environment, poisoning me. Give me examples of it done well. I wrote this poem about the people in power, how they have failed society, how it has poisoned us as society, made us not be able to afford basic necessities. They keep making money while we can't afford food. Society has placed their trust in the wrong people, but we still have time to fix this. We are capable of change. And I believe that. I think the world, society can do better if we decide that we can do better. But if not, then we're gonna keep being in the animal farm, turning the cogs that keep the people rich. Okay, and this is the last poem. Oh my god, that was so fast. But yeah, this is Cathedral. The church of my soul, the gaping open wounds into my void. Reckless attempt at life, risking all-knowing torture. Visit, tour, and worship my deep thoughts. Welcome into my residence, where beasts inhabit in harmony, deepening your fate and using your gift of time and harvest. Lure them in. Cathedral was reading as an ending for this child of mine. It gave me chills to write it as earnestly as I did. I was at work when I did. It showed me I am learning and evolving. Growth is not linear. The beautiful mess that is healing. Woo! Okay, that was hard. Wow, that was hard in the way of completion. That was really nice. I feel like crying, but I don't know if I can. And that's okay, you know? But yeah, so the letter that I wrote for everyone who read this, and also for myself, is let's go back. Seeking comfort in my own mind, I started to write poetry. I have a long way to go, but I am so grateful of my progress. I needed to release so much that my soul was holding on to. Poetry gave me that break I needed. Helped me understand my strange soul. I am so grateful for the universe that always guides me and protects me. I hope you find comfort in my words. With lots of love, Alejandra. Oh my god. And that's Cathedral, my dude. I tell you, I cannot make anything serious. But yeah, that's Cathedral. This is my baby. This is my child. You know, it still feels crazy to say that I am a published author. I just don't know how to make sense of it. Okay, so yeah, that was the video. I don't know how it feels. I feel great though. I feel so happy I did that. I needed to do it. It's been on my mind for so long. I love spoken poetry, and I love that I was able to do this. Even though it wasn't perfect and totally what I wanted, I still think I did great, and that this is a piece that everyone can enjoy. And I think that what makes it best is that it's myself. That's me. I am awkward, I am clumsy, and I sometimes plan and things don't come to fruition like that, but they come to fruition in another perfect way. Yeah, even though I've been filming for so many years, I still get so appalled, awkward in camera. But that's normal, I think, for me at least. But I'm getting better. I know I am. And everything is done for me. Truth be told, even though I do love the people that watch my videos and support me no matter what, I do this for myself more than anyone. So yeah, I now have to go home and do some other stuff, but that is my live spoken poetry reading of my book, Cathedral. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. This is Lele, signing off. Bye bye.